What's up? Currently, I'm out on the road. I'm working right now. I'm working very hard. I'm doing some walkthroughs for work, doing some in-home estimates, very exciting stuff. But for real, I'm taking a break. I got a little bit of time in between appointments, so I brought some food with me, and I'm going to eat my beef and rice, and I'm going to enjoy it thoroughly. And anybody that is trying to be a bodybuilder and their excuse is they don't have time, or it's too inconvenient, or whatever excuse you can pull out of your ass. Nobody became a bodybuilder out of convenience, so just throw that out the window. If you really want it, you're going to have to work for it, and you're going to have to move things around, and sometimes things are going to be a little inconvenient. Do I enjoy eating meals in my car? No. Do I enjoy the results that come from it? Absolutely. I think it's crazy how people will tell you that it's inconvenient to pack and carry around a thermos of water and some meal prep containers, but somehow it's convenient to eat McDonald's and obliterate your insides. Now, McDonald's every now and then is fine, but to use that as an argument to get McDonald's or what have you every single day, that's a little bit crazy, in my opinion. This is about achieving what others will not dare to achieve. And it doesn't have to be something like grand or crazy like that. It's just as simple as this is what you want to do, and you have to do what it takes. There's no arguing with the rules of bodybuilding. You got to get the food in, and the cleaner the food, the better the results. Now, I understand there's some genetic freaks out there that can get away with eating McDonald's and still building a crazy physique. And if that's you, congratulations, man. I wish I had that ability, but unfortunately I don't. So I have to stick to the same boring rules that the other 99% of us have to. And it really just, if anything, take it as a challenge to see what you can really do. It's so easy, like so many people will see a transformation or see a friend jump on stage, and it's inspiring, it's really cool, it's motivating, and then they'll just say, I'm gonna do a show, or I'm gonna do bodybuilding. And it's like, that's fantastic, that's awesome that you have that goal, but maybe you should try sticking to a meal plan. And I'm not talking about on the days that it's convenient. I'm talking about on the days that it's not convenient, because like I said, bodybuilding is anything but convenient, and it's really not even a sport. It's really a lifestyle that you have to enjoy. And if you can't find a way to enjoy it, you're like, is it even worth it trying to look a certain way for a split second that you capture as a moment in time for a picture? Like, I do this because I just love doing it. I love eating the same food every day. I hate thinking about what I'm going to eat on a daily basis. I do enjoy going out on a date with my wife or getting some food with some friends every now and then, but for the most part, I like to eat clean, and I like how it makes me feel. Now, I wasn't always this way. I've struggled in the past with binge eating, Ben & Jerry's, cookies, Oreos, whatever, what have you, McDonald's. But I had to really, work on myself and ask myself what I wanted more, and being able to look back and have, just being able to look like a freak, dude, a muscle-headed freak. I'd rather have that than just looking back and be like, man, I was a McDonald's bloat lord. And that's just me. You have to assess what your goal is and how far you can take yourself and where you want to go and what you want to do. And I want to compete for a long time. I want to see how far I can go. Just see really how far I can take it. And everyone's like, oh, you're no fun, dude. You don't have any fun. You don't drink. You don't eat out. You don't. Well, okay, fun to you. I'm not a fun guy for you to hang around, but I'm doing what I enjoy. And keep in mind, I don't expect other people to do what I'm doing. But for some reason, People always have something to say when you pull out your Tupperwares. But you just got to deal with it. People are going to point it out. People are going to see it. And that's because it's not normal. And people like to see stuff that's not normal. If you scroll through social media, people aren't liking the stuff that everybody's doing every single day. You know, stuff that everyone does. You don't get attention for that. But what I think people don't see is the other side of the crazy video. You know, you'll see like a David Goggins video or a Jay Cutler workout or a Ronnie Coleman workout, and everybody's like, dude, this is awesome. And it's like, those are highlights of their life. Like, that 2-hour workout video you saw was 2 hours in their 15 to 20 year bodybuilding careers. Most of their days looked boring, like eating the food, doing the cardio, doing the workout. And those videos are so enjoyable because they loved it. They lived it. They loved it. All of that stuff. And this isn't about reaching Jay Cutler status or Ronnie Coleman status, whatever. It's about going as far as you can and doing what it takes and finding a way to enjoy it. And there's going to be some parts that are just not fun, like maybe force feeding or dieting or whatever. But as long as if you love the overall process of what you're doing, I think that you'll be able to go a long way. But man, you got to stop complaining. You just got to eat the food. There's no way around it. Oh, but I just want to be shredded, man. Didn't do the work, dude. Be quiet. Don't complaining. Nobody cares that you're hungry. Nobody cares that you're barely eating any food. This is what it takes, and you got to do it. And if you make it to the stage or the end of your cut and you look back and you just realize that you were complaining the whole time instead of seeing how far you can go, I really think it's going to affect if you can do this over and over and over again. But I don't know. That was a long rant. But we got arms today. That's exciting. Dude, I haven't hit an arm workout, a straight arm workout, and it's been too long, man. So we still got a few hours between then and now. And until then, I'm going to get a couple more meals in. And I guess I'll just see you when we start the workout. What's up? Starting today's workout, we have the Smith Machine Skull Crushers. Dude, these feel amazing. If you haven't done these before, I highly recommend them. I mean, doing a skull crusher on the Smith machine might sound kind of weird because the bar just goes straight up and down, but trust me, it feels amazing. The bar goes in the same spot every single time. You could push the bar straight up to the ceiling, and you just lock your elbows out, and you get a really good squeeze and a pump for your triceps. And honestly, that's all you really want. What else could you ask for from a tricep movement? And we are trying to build the long head of the triceps, so starting off with some overhead movements is what I need. Then I moved over to some single arm push downs. The triceps are looking mighty juicy. If anyone asked, no one did, but I wanted to point it out anyway. Just keeping it even, doing like 15 reps per side here, trying to keep my elbow locked in place, my shoulder back as best I can. If you throw in a little bit of body English at the end of a set, I don't really think you're going to be throwing too many gains out the window, especially if you're trying to keep most of the tension on the muscle. So that's what we're doing here. You can see we're kind of swinging it just a little bit, but most of the tension, I can assure you, is still in my triceps. And then I wasn't quite done with push downs, so I decided to throw a cable attachment on there and just do some straight arm push downs. And looking at these here, I could definitely push the bar straighter down instead of in towards my body, so I fixed that on this set here. But really, I'm not trying to do too many push downs anymore. I'm really trying to focus on overhead extensions, but I do like the feeling of push downs, and they do give me a good overall pump. So I wanted to do about 4 sets, and this last set here will be a drop set, or hold on, not a drop set, a rest pause. I do a little bit of a rest, and then I just kind of eke out as many reps as I can. It's not your traditional rest pause where you rest, do like 5 reps, rest, 5 reps, rest. I just kind of rested for a little bit and then just got out what I could. And then I moved on to a barbell skull crusher. Now, this might be the most repetitive workout you've ever seen, but there's really not much you can do when it comes to arm workouts. A lot of the movements are going to be repetitive. I guess I could have thrown a dip in there, but that kind of is more like a push down to me, and it's not so much overhead, which is what I'm trying to focus on. And I don't know, man. Overhead cable work, it's good every now and then, and maybe I just need to take a break, but it has not been clicking for me. So I just decided to do the barbell skull crushers. And then I moved over to biceps and started with barbell curls. Just really throwing some weight around. Nothing crazy. There's definitely people out there lifting a lot more than me when it comes to biceps. I'm not a freak. I'm actually, you know, I would consider pretty weak for biceps considering where I am and how long I've been lifting, but that's just what I have to work with, so I'm really not too concerned about it. And then I moved over to these seated dumbbell curls. One thing I noticed is I always dip my right shoulder down, but I don't really dip my left shoulder down. So I got some imbalances I need to work on, and I kind of caught it towards the end of this set here and tried to even it out. But if you can't tell, I've cut this workout down quite a bit to just basically give you the gist of the workout. Otherwise this whole video would be so long, and you can only watch somebody curl so many times, I think, unless it's like Ronnie Coleman or Jay Cutler, but we're nowhere near that status. So I'm just giving you a little taste of what my workout was like. Just doing these preacher curls here. You all know them, you all love them. Just grab a barbell, hang over the bench, and curl. And then I finished off the arm workout with some cable curls. I love using this straight bar and then just curling until my arms feel like they're going to explode. And this is the last set here, making some really ugly faces. So I'll let you guys watch me die in this set, and then we'll go check out the pump. All right, so it's arms and calves today. I've just finished arms, and I'll do calves after I show off the pump a little bit. I just wanted to get in here to look at it, you know, while it's maxed out, while the blood is still engorged all throughout my arms. And this was, dude, you know, I preach going 100%, 110% every single workout. I think I went 111%, possibly 112%. So we just set the bar to a new standard. If you see how my mic is attached to this chain here, dude, that was probably the hardest thing I did the whole time I was at the gym. So I can't even speak as to how the shirt's gonna come off. But you know, people talk about imaginary lat syndrome. This is literally where my arms are resting right now. I don't even have a lat pump. So you tell me what's going on there. But that's a problem I wanna have. So let's just see what's going on under here. I did wear a tank today. I considered the possibility of rocking the beater in the workout, but I just decided to go all the way and stay covered up and then just do the grand reveal at the end. So let's assess. Oh yeah, okay. I'll do a more head-on. Someone might consider this a decent pump. I would be inclined to be one of those people. I definitely know I'm gonna be able to sleep very well tonight, knowing this was the damage that was done. Nothing puts me to sleep faster than just the juiciest pump you could possibly imagine. Like, seriously, dude, you're telling me? Do we have any powerlifters here? Do you see this? Does this not make you want to quit and just pursue bodybuilding? I'm kidding. I freaking love getting pumps, dude. I could do this all day. I'm sounding like Captain America up in here. But for real, if I could walk around with an arm pump, dude, I'd be living the dream. But then, if this was what I was walking around with, I'd want to walk around with a pump even greater than this. But that's what we do. We chase the pump and we get freaking huge. And just remember, in a few weeks, we're gonna start seeing some abs. I know right now we're looking, you know, things are still a little fluffy, but I promise, things are moving. Things are trending in the right direction. And yeah, there's just more work to do. So I'm gonna do some abs. I actually got a whole laundry list of things to do. I got calves, abs, posing, cardio, post-workout carbs, and then I'll see you in the car. So it'll be like 2 seconds for you. It'll be like an hour for me. What is up? I just finished up cardio, ate my post-workout carbs with the fast-absorbing whey isolate protein. And now it's time to head home and eat some beef and eggs with no carbs. That's what we call gains. And man, I missed training arms. Just straight up arms. What a treat that was. What a privilege. You know, that's like when you're sitting at the Thanksgiving dinner table and it's your turn to talk about what you're thankful for. Arm workouts. Straight up arm workouts. Could you imagine life without an arm workout? I'm getting sad just thinking about it. But in all seriousness, that was a really good workout. And, you know, I decided to go against my own rules of training triceps, starting with pushdowns. I thought to myself, you know, I keep telling myself to start, or I need to do more overhead movements. But I wasn't starting with them. And my idea was that I was warming up my elbows. But the problem with my idea was that I was being a little bitch. And I was creating a problem that didn't exist. I was like, oh, my elbows are gonna be tired and they're gonna be sore. I'll just warm up. Now, I'm not one of those people that has some elaborate gymnastics routine before my workout to warm up. I'm gonna, you know, surprise you guys with this one. But I warm up with whatever movement I'm starting with. Now, before you go sounding off in the comments and you're like, well, what about this muscle, and what about your hips, and what about your knees? Okay, I'm not working out my knees on an arm day, so I'm not really concerned about them. Now, if I'm starting, so I started with Smith skull crushers, so I just warmed up with lighter weight, and I did about 5 sets of maybe 10 to 15 reps, slow, controlled, locked in the movement pattern, activated my muscle, like warmed up the technique that I would be using for my working sets. And guess what? No elbow pain for the entire lift. It's crazy. I never understood, I still don't understand this whole, 15 to 20 minute warm-up routine before a workout. This ain't a basketball game. where you're going to be zipping around a court for 60 minutes. We're working out. Most of the time, we're going to be working out 1 or 2 muscles max. Now, if you want to get overall warm, then sure, hop on the treadmill, hop on the Stairmaster, do your thing, break a little sweat, and still warm up the areas that are going to be used through the workout. But, you know, really just warm up in a way that you're not going to get injured. Now, I don't think the way I warm up is the best way or the worst way, but it's my way, and it works. It works for me. So I'm going to keep doing it that way. But, you know, I was thinking, because I was really pushing myself today to go harder, and after every lift, I'll usually think about it for a little bit and think about ways that I can make it harder and ways that I can improve the next time, because I don't want to get stuck in this mindset of, I train hard. I train harder than anyone in this gym. Look around the room, I'm the hardest worker in the room, right? You want to have the hardest worker in the room mentality, but you don't want to have the mentality that you just worked as hard as you could possibly work ever. You want to work as hard as you can on that given day, in that given session, but next time you exceeded your limits. Today, you went past what you did yesterday. You're going to go past what you did today, tomorrow. And tomorrow, and it's going to compound. And that's how we make gains over time. You see a lot of lifters in the gym year after year after year. And the amount of gains they make is very minimal. And this is a tragedy. And one of the main reasons this happens is because in the first year or two that you start lifting, you have that motivation of realizing that you have the control and the power to change your physique. And it is hard to make that first step to get into the gym. But year 1 compared to year 10 is a drop in the bucket. And the things you have to do to continually progress over time, you're going to have to add more and more and more. And I don't mean like adding more to your routine. I just mean you're going to have to continue to refine and improve what you're already doing. And it's those constant improvements, that 1% better everyday mentality, that is what's going to build up over time and get you gains over in the long term. And because when you first start out, you can do anything, and I mean anything, and you're going to see gains. Maybe not anything. Statement redacted. You know what I mean? You're smart. But once you get to the point where you have to start thinking about, like, you can't add 5 pounds to the bar every workout, that's when a lot of people fall off and they just decide that they've reached their natty potential and they call it quits. They throw in the towel and it's game over. And now they're telling everybody, yeah, I topped out. And now I'm doing this and doing that. And, like, you had so much more potential, man, because it started getting hard. You did a pitfall that I've made many times, and that I think a lot of other lifters make, is we make one big change and we think that's going to be how it is forever. But if I look back, you know, my training has changed so much over the years. And when I first started lifting, man, I was doing workouts that were probably zeroing in on 25 to 30 sets per workout. Don't ask me what I was thinking, because I wasn't thinking. And, you know, in my opinion, that was definitely the wrong way to train. But in some cases, I think it's almost necessary to kind of do that. I think if you're going into the gym and you're worrying about whatever you're doing is right or wrong, and you're not just seeing if it works, that's also going to limit you. You have to experiment and see what works. And you're going to find over time that 25 sets a workout is not sustainable, especially if you are trying to grow. And now I'm doing 10 sets or less per body part, which is crazy to think. Just if I would have told myself to do that like even 2 years ago, I wouldn't have believed myself. If I time traveled like 2 or 3 years in the past from today, I don't think me back then would have believed what I was saying. But it's just constantly, just tweaking things. And it's not rewriting everything, erasing everything off of the whiteboard and then starting over from scratch. Sometimes it's just, you take something away and you add a little thing here and see if it works, and do it slowly over time. And that's how you see growth. And it's a slow, tedious process. But life can be long, and you got a lot of time to make a lot of gains. And once you get out of the newbie phase, you're not going to be seeing crazy gains every single month. Sometimes it can take 3 to 6 months to see substantial gains. But those gains are crazy. And it comes from the persistence and the tenacity of just not giving up and still willing to put in 100% effort, even when things feel like they're not going your way. And I can guarantee you most of the time things aren't going to feel like they're going your way. And when I watch people like Derek Lunsford or Chris Bumstead or any of these people at the top, Nick Walker, you could go on forever, right? They're doing stuff that I couldn't even fathom. Like, I can't even comprehend right now. But they've just been in it longer than me. And it really puts things into perspective for me. Like, I really don't know that much. I feel like a dummy so much. And I think that's important, right? Everybody's met a know-it-all lifter, and you're just like, dude, there's no way that you know everything. So just don't give up. Just keep on trying new things. Look up to people that are better than you, that have been doing it longer than you, that actually have the results you want. It's one thing to be like, lifting for 10 years and never getting over 180 pounds, 170 pounds, whatever. But somebody's been in the gym a long time and they look like how you want to look, ask them what they do. Ask them little things that they're doing, and ask a question that's relevant to you, right? I feel like a lot of people don't really know what to ask. They're like, what's the perfect chest workout? It's not necessarily the chest workout. It's kind of like how they structure it, like what they're doing in their sets or their reps, or it's not always the movements, but you understand what I'm saying. And I just love this, and it's like bodybuilding's like a puzzle to me, and I'm just trying to figure it out, and my body's the puzzle, and you put the pieces in one piece at a time, and it can take a really long time to find that piece, but when you find it, oh dude, it's so satisfying. It's so satisfying, man, when you realize what it is you have to do and it clicks, and then you just go to the gym and you're just locked in, you're just in the zone. It's unbeatable, man. It really is. I'm super grateful to just be in the position to be able to bodybuild, and that's another thing too. Be thankful that you can do this. Not everyone has the ability to go to the gym every single day and lift weights and get huge. But anyway, that's going to be it for today. I appreciate you guys for listening to me ramble, and I will see you when I see you.